Good morning. Welcome to the update from the bunker here in France. It's Sunday, the 19th of April, and another beautiful blue sky, sunny day. I hope you're all well. And just a quick update, just to say hello, make sure everyone knows we're alive, checking you're okay. And a couple of weeks ago, I was interviewed by a lady in Luxembourg, Claudia Neumeister, and she runs Lux Dates, which is a matchmaking dating agency. And I'm not in the market. Lynn told me that. But I was interviewed by her, and what she wanted to know was, what are the secrets to a 40-year relationship and a long marriage that Lynn and I have, to which I've got no idea, of course. But I spoke to Lynn, and we figured out some of the answers and questions, that type of thing. And some of the questions that Claudia asked me made us think. So I thought I'd just give a quick sort of review some of the tips. And the first one was it love at first sight when we first met? Well, I was 16. Lynn was 18, and we're on the college bus. That's why I going to sixth form college over in the UK. I was just a kid, just fresh out of school. I was 16 and a third, 4 months in, and it wasn't love at first sight. Lynn was an 18-year-old beauty therapist, and she was wearing those little white coats. Some would say it's a nurse's uniform. It's not. It's a white coat, and so it wasn't love at first sight. It might have been lust at first sight. When we first got together, but an 18-year-old beauty therapist in a white coat to a 16-year-old, that's a pretty good catch. I think the love came later, not much later, but I had to go away. I was working in London for the government, playing with rockets and guns for a while, so we couldn't get back to see each other all the time. It was only maybe weekends. So I had this long distance relationship, and that was when we realised that it wasn't just we sort of liked each other, but there's actually something deeper there as well. So it wasn't, I don't think, love at first sight, but certainly that evolved pretty quick. Another question was, do you ever argue? Well, yeah, of course we argue. I mean, I have to, because Lynn is sometimes wrong, and I have to let her know what the actual the rules and things and bits and pieces are. But of course we argue. Remember the couple in the UK some time ago. It doesn't matter who they are, and they've been together for, I think it's about 7 or 8 years, and they said that they never ever have a crossword. There's no arguing. There's no heat. And we're going, wow, we've either got it quite wrong, or that sounds very boring. I think it's quite boring. Most successful marriages that I know of, people, because they argue, because they fall out, there's part of it is called heat and light. But the reason I think that there's a line beyond which certainly Lynn and I don't pass or don't go beyond, it's okay to fall out, but it's like being in a knife fight, but you're chained together. There's no point in hurting and harming each other because you can't break the bond. We made a promise to each other that we're going to be in this for life. So we might fall out, we might argue, but we'll never hurt each other. We're best buddies as well. So we might argue and disagree, but there's no point in hurting. I see some of the ways that people treat people in relationships. And it's like, really? Just anyway. So we did a deal. We made a promise that we were going to stay together. And if you're going to stay together forever, you've got to treat each other nice. Otherwise, you both suffer. So you might as well drop the ego and be nice to each other, which I've explained that to Lynn as well, as you can imagine. And the other one was, what sort of rules do we have to live by? And we do have a couple of rules, actually. One is don't be apart for more than 16 hours. So we can, busy day, we can do this and do that, but we always get back together for dinner and not be away for more than 16 hours. Now, Lynn's broke that rule at the moment. She's actually in a different country, and I'm not happy about it. But anyway, so we'll allow that. That can be broken by negotiation and discussion. Another one is look, but don't touch. Amazes me when you see people get into trouble where, if the woman sees an attractive guy and she notices him or whatever it is, and it's got to be okay. I mean, of course, people notice other people, have conversations, and don't mean they're going to run off with them. How insecure have you got to be? And if I see an attractive woman, or if I look or notice, I don't get told off for that. At least I think I do. It's called natural, for goodness sake. But obviously we can look, but we do not touch. That's the main thing. It's just part of the fun. But don't think that just because you're married, you're not going to notice other people. It's part of the deal, part of the game. You have some other rules of engagement, of course. But yeah, it's got to be okay. And also, how do you keep it fun? Well, we decided to have an adventure. We just decided we were two misfits, didn't fit in anywhere. So we decided to run on an adventure, and we left the little coal mining village up in Warwickshire, and we travelled the world. We've been all over the UK and had an adventure there. We went to the US, lived in Las Vegas for a couple of years. I'm now in Moselle Valley. We're in France, working out of Luxembourg. We just bought a house I'm signing next week, or even on lockdown, but we've got to sign in the contract next week for a renovation little farmhouse up in towards Luxembourg on the German border, which means we can keep chickens and rabbits and get an old tatty van and that sort of thing. A lot of renovation work to do, but that's how we sort of keep it fun and keep it as an adventure. And I've seen. Oh, the other question was, what does it feel like to live with the same person, for all those years? Well, it feels great to me. I mean, I've seen what's out there. I've seen that there's some happy people out there, some great people in great relationships, and I see there are some very strange people as well. It depends who you marry. That's all it is. It depends who you marry. Depends how you treat each other. I've seen what is out there, what's available, and no. So I'm perfectly happy, and we made a good choice. I think. Well, Lynn made an exceptional choice, of course, but anyway, life is good. So there's some tips and things, lessons we've learned and picked up as we go along. I'll drop you a message tomorrow. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. The lawns are being cut, the cars are being cleaned, the dogs are being washed again. And so life is good. But have a great Sunday. I'll catch you tomorrow. Any thoughts and comments, please put them in the notes below. Share the video and trust you well. Stay away from people and have a great Sunday. Bye for now.